Bessie was a great artist that gave the blues its place in history.
Bessie Smith was born in Chattanooga in the early 1890s. The exact date is unknown.
Bessie grew up here in Chattanooga in a place called Blue Goose Hollow, poverty-stricken, shotgun houses, if you know what I'm saying. If you go in the front door, out the back door, and things of that nature. Bessie grew up there. Her family died. Her mother and father died at an early age. Her eldest sister was actually taking care of the family. But in order to make ends meet, and Bessie wanted to help out with the family needs and things of that nature, she started coming down around 9th Street, singing and dancing for pennies.
Bessie's older brother Clarence accompanied her to these busking sessions, playing the guitar to complement her street performances. In 1904, Clarence's talent landed him a spot with a small traveling music troupe. When he returned years later, Clarence was on tour with one of the prominent African-American acts of the time.
Ma Rainey was the headliner on this particular tour. Ma Rainey saw Bessie performing and things of that nature, and she thought she was someone that might fit in. Her brother encouraged Ma Rainey to give Bessie a chance.
Smith joined the tour and started out as a dancer, but soon joined Rainey on stage as a singer. Before long, Bessie was performing in chorus lines in Atlanta and headlining shows in the vaudeville circuit.
After a while, everyone started to take notice of her. And I think somewhere around, she was in New York at the time, and Columbia Records picked her up.
Smith signed to Columbia Records in 1923 and recorded Cemetery Blues, the first race record released on the label. She followed up with Downhearted Blues, which went on to sell 780,000 copies in its first 6 months. With the success of her new record, Bessie began touring the country with her unique blues sound.
Her voice was a powerful voice. Bessie's voice was like no other. Sure, there were others out there, Ma Rainey and others, but Bessie took it to another level. She brought entertainment to the stage like no other lady had done before her. It is said that she actually saved Columbia Records, put them back on the map with her voice. At one time, Bessie was the highest paid lady entertainer in the country. She was paid somewhere around $2,000 a week. And that was a lot of money back then.
Bessie's success had her dubbed by the media the Empress of the Blues. She sung about her life, her struggle, and her sexuality. But the topics of her songs, as well as her lifestyle, turned away some would-be listeners.
Bessie was a brawler. Bessie liked to drink. And Bessie was not someone that you wanted to pick on. She was someone that really enjoyed the spirit of the night. She loved her men, but by the same token, it is said that she also loved her women. Bessie was someone that, when you looked at her, you would say, well, she's not conducive to the times. But Bessie was conducive to the times. But she continued to be a full force when it came to the blues.
Bessie would go on to record 160 songs for Columbia, but by the end of the 1920s, the Great Depression would put an end to the vaudeville acts. She kept touring and had brief stints on Broadway and film, and sold over 6 million records during her career. On September 26, 1937, Smith was traveling in Mississippi on her way to a performance when she was involved in a wreck with an oncoming truck. The accident nearly severed her arm, and she passed away at the hospital shortly thereafter.
There have been those that said that she bled out because white ambulance came and wouldn't take her to the hospital, and they had to wait on a black ambulance. I don't know this to be true. I just know those are the things that were said. But what we do know is that somewhere along the way, she was not able to get the proper medical attention that she needed in a timely manner.
Bessie Smith was buried in Philadelphia. Thousands of fans attended the funeral, but the singer's grave was left unmarked.
Janis Joplin came along a few decades later and put a headstone on that grave site. We're thankful for Janis Joplin, but we're also upset because it should have been a headstone long before then.
Today, Bessie Smith's legacy is alive with an African American cultural center carrying her namesake in downtown Chattanooga.
Bessie was someone that really deserved of the honor that she gets. While we've had several musicians and entertainers come from Chattanooga, Bessie was someone that put the the name Chattanooga, Tennessee on the map real early. Bessie legacy will live on forever because of the way she treated the blues and the way the blues transformed itself from where she was up until the present time. But it all has the stem and it started with Bessie Smith.